Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice. Today we're going to be focusing on some twisting postures and just allowing ourselves to find this opportunity to extend our movement a little bit more in these twisting positions so that hopefully we can find a little bit of a release in our body. I'm finding that with all of the sitting and not sitting in the typical position I would throughout my work week, I'm just slowly curling up. So in a way to kind of not only expand ourselves, we can find that twisting action and that beautiful counter release when we come out of those twists. So hopefully we'll find some release. Maybe in our mind, our body, and our spirit as we take this opportunity to maybe wring out whatever we're holding on to, be it tension physically or any anxiety that we might be experiencing. So let's have a brief meditation. We'll just find our way onto the mat in Shavasana, and we can take this opportunity to settle in, closing our eyes and bringing our attention to our breath. As we settle in, we can allow the eyes to be soft. And as we're here, we can begin to slowly focus on our inhale and exhale and that gentle release as the belly falls back to the floor. We can find that three-part breath as we inhale, filling the belly, ribs, and chest. And at that beautiful moment at the top, we can exhale, allowing the chest, ribs, and belly to fall back to the floor. We can feel that coolness of air coming into the back of our throats. And the calmness we feel, especially if we breathe through the nose, finding that ujjayi or ocean breath that almost feels like a whisper. As we continue to find this deep inhale and exhalation, we can take this opportunity to check in with ourselves, not just in our physical body, but our mind and spirit. We can take this opportunity to allow ourselves to be in the present moment. So much of our time right now is filled with the analysis paralysis, or the idea of having everything being on a microscope. And we tend to want to examine every last detail or thought or experience or even the limited interactions we have with each other. And often this can create some kind of story in our head or anxiety about situations. When we feel those moments, we can return to our breath and find that centering place and ask ourselves what's really going on. And in the very simplest way, we can say, we're okay. As we take this last few moments to deeply inhale and exhale, allow our body to release fully into the mat and surrender. We can give ourselves an intention for our practice. Maybe it's just to find that openness and presence that we're fully in our body, allowing ourselves to breathe. Maybe it's to be curious or to try some things we haven't before. Or maybe this is just an opportunity for some peace and calm in the midst of whatever else is happening today. Know that you have support and that you're loved. As we bring ourselves back to the room, we can slowly wiggle our fingers and toes, and maybe let our head fall from side to side. And in our own time, we can bring our arms up overhead, stretch the legs long, inhale deeply, and exhale, let everything go. Try that 2 more times. Again, inhaling, reaching with the toes and the fingertips, and exhaling, releasing to the mat. One last time again, our deepest inhale, really stretching, feeling our whole body release and expand to each side of the room. And again, exhale, letting it all go. Keeping the eyes open or closed, we can bring our knees into our chest and slowly rock from side to side, allowing ourselves to release and feel that comfort of this posture. And on our next inhale, let's take our right leg long, hugging the left leg into the mat. And when we're ready, extending the left leg and bringing the right leg in. We'll try that again, inhaling, extending the opposite leg. And once again, flowing, bringing the other leg in on the other side. We'll try that a few times, just allowing ourselves to get some warmth into the body. Feeling that flow of movement. Allowing ourselves to not have any expectation, but to prepare ourselves for movement. And when we're ready, once again, we'll bring both knees into the chest, taking one last squeeze, inhaling, and exhaling. Let's release those feet to the floor. We'll prepare ourselves for flowing bridge this morning. So keeping the feet just a little bit closer to your bottom and keeping your knees bent. With your hands to your sides, we'll gently inhale, bringing the pelvis up to the floor and releasing the arms up overhead, taking a moment at the top, and exhaling, allowing that release, bringing the hands up overhead and back to the mat. Let's try that again. Inhaling, rising up, opening the body, extending the arms, and exhaling back all the way to the floor. Again, inhaling, feeling that beautiful movement and expansion, and allowing it to feel almost like a wave as we connect these postures. Once again, let's meet here, and if we like, we can come into a full extension of bridge pose. This time, extending the hips up, bringing the hands together in a fist if you can, and extending up, filling our bellies with our breath and extending up to the top. And then let's extend all the way back down, one vertebrae at a time. And once again, let's find that great counter stretch, bringing our knees into our chest. Beautiful. Let's take a moment to find ourselves in a twisting posture. So keeping our knees bent, we're gonna bring our right foot to the floor, and we're gonna extend our left leg over top, so almost like we're crossing our legs, and extending the left arm out. We're gonna take our knees and allow gravity to take us so that we're extending over into a twist. Just taking a moment here to open up the body and breathing into that space into our lower back. And almost feeling like on each exhalation, we're allowing that to release a little bit more. Let's take one more moment here. And once again, on our next inhale, let's come back up through center and bring both feet to the floor. And again, we'll try that on the other side. So this time extending the right leg over the left, opening up the right arm, and again, allowing gravity to take those legs over to the other side. This is a posture that I do every morning and every night. Even you can do this while you're in bed, and it's just such a wonderful way to get some release, especially with sitting, letting go of some tension. On our next inhale, let's bring ourselves back to center. And again, let's bring those knees into the chest for one more squeeze, just feeling how that might feel different now. And once again, release the feet to the mat. When we're ready, we're going to bring our elbows up. We're going to start some of our twists, so engaging our core. So almost the idea of a crunch. We're going to bring our knees up. And when we're ready, we're going to extend, we're going to bring our right elbow to our left knee and extend the right leg. Then we're going to switch, bringing the left elbow to the right knee. So alternating knees and elbows, twisting as we fire up our core. Going as slow or as fast as we like in this case. Finding that energy in the movement. And seeing if you can feel like it's one movement. And maybe even exhaling. Allowing the breath to match as we pedal our feet. Let's do one more, and finally release ourselves back to the mat. Excellent. When we're ready, we'll roll over to one side and push ourselves up, gently putting some weight into our hands. And we'll prepare for cat and cow. So taking ourselves so that again, as always, our wrists are are lined up with our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We'll inhale, reach with the crown of the head, and exhale, pull the belly in through for cat. Inhaling for cow, and exhaling for cat. We'll find this flow of movement, allowing it to find that release in the lower back, even through our whole core, allowing ourselves to expand, reaching through on each side. Let's try that one more time. And when we're ready, we'll send ourselves back all the way into our first child's pose. We'll take a moment here, nodding the head back and forth, calming down our nervous system. And when we're ready, we'll come up slowly back into that tabletop position. And we'll prepare ourselves for our first downward dog, tucking the toes underneath, sending the heels back, lifting the knees off the mat, and settling in here for a moment, pedaling out the feet, allowing ourselves to raise one heel and lower the other. And when we're ready, we'll tiptoe our hands so that they come towards our feet. And extend into a forward fold. Maybe we need to be quite bent today. Maybe allowing our belly to fall to our thighs. And just take a moment here and play with the idea of bending and straightening the knees on each inhale and exhale. Again, letting go of the neck and the shoulders. And allow this to be a passive posture. And when we're ready, on our next inhale, we'll bend the knees, rise up, swooping the arms overhead, and bring our hands to heart center. Excellent. We'll take a moment to do a flowing forward fold. So we're going to inhale the arms up, and exhale, fold forward, bending the knees, swooping the arms up again. Inhaling and exhaling, and we're going to keep going, flowing all the way through. Allowing yourselves to open up your body, stretching, embracing the day, and feel that amazing expansion through the chest. And that energy you get using this whole body movement. Beautiful. Let's try one last one. Going through center and opening up, and we'll find ourselves at the top of our mat for our sun salutations. Again, always the option to choose our favorite sun salutation, and always options to modify so that we bring our knees to the floor, or maybe coming all the way down in upward dog, whatever feels right for today. So on our next inhale, we'll bring the arms up, and exhale, fold through center. Inhale, we'll look up to prepare, and exhale, bring the right foot back and the left foot back, and taking a moment, we'll inhale through plank, and exhale, lower down. On our next inhale, flowing through upward facing dog, and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Let's take a moment here. And on our next inhale, looking in between the hands, bending the knees, bringing ourselves up on the toes, we'll bring our right foot forward and bring our left to meet it. And we'll inhale up halfway and exhale, fold forward again. On our next inhale, we'll reach the arms up, swooping up overhead, and exhale back through center. Let's try that again on the other side. Inhaling, we bring the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, releasing to the mat. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, this time we bring the left foot back and the right foot to meet it. Inhaling through our plank, we exhale to lower down. Inhaling through upward facing dog, and exhaling into downward facing dog. Again here, taking a moment to make sure we're breathing. On our next inhale, looking in between the hands, bending the knees, threading our left foot in between the hands, and bringing the right foot to meet it. We inhale halfway to prepare, and exhale, fold forward. Once again, on our next inhale, rising all the way to the top. We'll exhale, bring our hands to heart center. We're going to try the same thing, but we're going to incorporate a crescent lunge in between with a twist. So you'll see what I mean in just a moment. So inhaling, we bring the arms up. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway. Exhaling, we bring the right foot back. And this time we're going to stay in our lunge position. And we're going to bring our arms up into that full crescent lunge. Taking a moment here, we're going to try twisting that lunge, and we're going to bring our hands to heart center and start gazing over to our left side. We're going to take our right elbow so that it catches our left knee and open up onto that side. Also the option to drop the knee in this case. And when we're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back through center, bring the hands back to the floor, and we'll bring our left foot back into downward facing dog. On our next inhale, we'll come forward and flow through our vinyasa, lowering down, inhaling through upward facing dog, and exhaling back into downward facing dog. This time, let's bring our right leg up. And on our exhale, we'll thread that foot in between and bring the left foot to meet it. Inhaling halfway to prepare, and exhaling, returning back to the mat. On our next inhale, let's swoop the arms up, and exhaling, bringing the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's try that on the other side. Inhaling, we reach deeply. Exhale, release forward. Inhaling, looking up halfway. Exhaling, this time we'll bring our left foot back into our crescent lunge. And again, let's bring our arms up. And on our next inhale, we'll bring our hands to prayer position and gently take our gaze so that it comes over to our right side. And if it's in our practice today, we can catch that left elbow to our right knee and twist into that prayer position, twisting crescent lunge. Let's take one more moment here. And on our next inhale, let's bring our hands back to the floor. Bring that right foot back into downward facing dog. And when we're ready, again, flowing through our vinyasa, coming forward, inhaling and bending through, coming into upward facing dog, and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Excellent. Let's take our left leg up this time into three-legged dog. And on our next inhale, thread that left foot in between the hands, bringing the right foot to meet it. And on our next inhale, we'll prepare, bringing our hands back to the mat. And again, inhaling, reaching deeply all the way up. And exhaling, bringing the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's take a moment here to expand our chest. We'll bring our hands behind us. And before we do that, actually, let's take a moment. We're gonna just do something. So we're gonna actually pull the shoulders up, bring them up around our ears, and just send them back into the full expression of mountain pose or Tadasana. And closing our eyes, just feel that expansion through the chest. Breathing deeply, feeling grounded and rooted to the earth. And when we're ready, if our eyes are closed, we'll open them again. And let's take our hands behind ourselves. And if we can, making a fist, we'll open up the chest and send the shoulders behind us. And allow ourselves to take our gaze up. And when we're ready, we'll fold forward, bringing the arms up overhead and allowing ourselves to release into this full expression of this stretch. Taking a moment here, bending the knees. Let's inhale, release, and maybe even shake the arms out. Let's try that this time, seeing if you can put the opposite thumb on top of your fist. It kind of takes a moment to figure it out because we're so used to doing the same things all the time, but part of this is allowing ourselves to use opposite parts of the brain. So allowing ourselves to find that different expression. We'll inhale deeply, shining the heart up to the sky, and exhaling, let's release down, folding over. Beautiful. Again, allowing ourselves to feel that release, letting go. And again, on our next inhale, let's come all the way back up and release the hands. When we're ready, we're gonna try a twisting chair. So we're gonna find our chair position. So inhaling, we'll bring the arms up and sit back in our chair. And maybe I'll do it this way so you can see a little bit better. Engaging our quads and our glutes. We're gonna lift the toes off the mat so we're making sure that we're keeping all of the weight in our heels. And when we're ready, we're gonna bring our hands into that prayer position. And there's a couple of ways we can do this. So we can start by gently twisting over to our right side and gazing over that right shoulder. And we can make sure that we're keeping our knees in line as we do this. We'll bring our left elbow to our right knee and just take this moment to gaze up and over our right shoulder. We're always welcome to stay here, or if it gets to be too much, just come into our regular expression of chair. Or if we want, we can even try extending the arms open, expanding that twist a little bit more. Beautiful. Taking a couple more moments here. And when we're ready, let's twist ourselves back to the middle and inhale, swoop the arms up and come back through center. Excellent. I'm sure your body is starting to talk to us. Okay, let's try that on the other side again. Inhaling, we'll reach those arms out for our chair pose. And once again, we'll take a moment to make sure our toes are off the floor. We're really rooted into our heels. And again, we can bring our hands to heart center or send our right elbow to our left knee this time, making sure our knees are in line. And if it's in our practice today, we can even explore opening up. Excellent. We'll take a couple of moments here. Again, allowing ourselves to experience this effort, but in a calm place, taking away any judgment or expectation. And once again, when we're ready, coming back through center. And again, releasing, opening up, rising up, and bringing the hands through heart center. Excellent. Okay, next we're going to try our eagle posture, which is another great kind of twisting posture. So to play with our balance, we'll slowly take our left arm long and our right arm long, and we're going to try to take ourselves so that we put some weight into that right foot, and we're going to bring our left foot over top. And on our next inhale, we're going to bring our left arm underneath our right to find those eagle arms. Excellent. Finding that balance, feeling that twist. Allowing ourselves to let everything go. Feeling centered and grounded. Playing with our balance. Maybe we have to come out of the posture a few times to reset. We can even just do the arms and keep both feet on the floor in a squat position. And when we're ready, once again, let's release that posture, opening up the body, sending the arms up overhead, and bringing back through heart center. Let's try that on the other side. Again, establishing some roots into the floor with our left leg and opening up the arms. We'll bend that knee and bring our right leg over our left. And then this time, let's bring our right arm under our left for eagle. Let's take a few moments here. Again, finding that calm place in our breath. Allowing it to energize ourselves and calm ourselves. Maybe it's a matter of staring at one place a little bit in front of you to keep our balance. And again, let's inhale, release the arms. Bring the hands back through heart center. Excellent. And when we're ready, we'll find ourselves so that we're going to gently take ourselves to the floor. So inhaling the arms up, we'll exhale, fold forward. Inhaling again halfway. We'll exhale, bringing the right foot back and bringing the left foot to meet it with our knees to the floor. And let's come back into child's pose first. Taking a moment here to check in with ourselves. Allowing everything to let go. And when we're ready, we'll gently take ourselves up into a tabletop position. And this is another great twisting posture and releasing posture. So keeping your right hand to the mat, we're going to gently take our left arm open, and we're going to send our left shoulder to the floor and allow ourselves to twist open. So with our knees bent, taking our left shoulder to the floor, and then maybe extending the right arm out to allow ourselves to find that twist. And again, when we're ready, let's bring ourselves back up, and we'll try that on the other side. Again, so we'll take our right arm, open it up, and then thread it underneath of ourselves so that we bring our right side of our body to the floor. Excellent. All right, we'll come back into that tabletop position. And when we're ready, we can come into downward facing jog and prepare ourselves for pigeon, or we can bring ourselves to the mat and work on our figure 4 position, which is like reclined pigeon. So we're gonna bring ourselves to the mat and bring our right foot or our right ankle to our left knee. And when we're ready, we'll gently take our left knee in, allowing ourselves to feel that stretch on our side body. Starting to release and let things go. And on each inhale and exhale, we feel ourselves surrender a little bit more to the stretch. And if we're in pigeon, we can find our way into a position that feels comfortable, allowing ourselves to feel that breath expansion that allows ourselves to release a little bit more without forcing anything. And just for fun, again, we'll release that left foot back to the mat, and let's twist again over to that other side. So opening up the body. Yes, and if you're like me, you might hear a little bit of snap, crackle, and pop. Noticing how we might have released a little bit more into this expression as we've warmed up our bodies. Option at this point even to keep the eyes closed. And in our own time, we can once again come back through center, bring both feet back to the mat, and this time we'll bring our left ankle to our right knee, and we'll thread our hands in between to gently bring our right knee a little bit closer to our chest. In this figure 4 position. If we're in pigeon, again, allowing ourselves to not have any expectation. One side is always a little bit different than the other. And when we're ready, we'll bring that right foot back to the mat and bring our left knee over. And again, we'll allow ourselves to fall into that beautiful twist. Allowing ourselves to settle in. Feeling that expansion through the ribs as we inhale and exhale. And when we're ready, let's bring ourselves back to center. And let's bring both knees into the chest for one last squeeze. And again, let's release our legs long as we prepare for Shavasana. Opening the hands, opening the heart. Allowing ourselves to check in, or maybe to check out. And find that grounded center. I invite you to stay here for as long as you like, taking these moments as you pause, maybe before starting your day, or in the middle of your day, or winding down for the day. Allow yourself to find this moment of peace and calm, and try to carry it with you whenever you need it. be well. May we know peace. May we be healthy. Thank you for being here.